Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel that takes you deep inside the San Francisco 49ers. I am your host, Jack Hammer. Today, it is Friday. The 49ers taking on the New York Giants last night, defeating them by the score of 30-12. Their third straight game to open the season, scoring 30 points for the San Francisco 49ers on offense. You look at this game, Brock Purdy started off a little bit rough, picked it up as the game went along, 25 of 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdown passes for Brock Purdy in this game. Brock Purdy in his career now, he has made eight regular season starts, eight regular season starts for Brock Purdy this season. And in those 8 regular season starts, he has thrown for at least 2 touchdowns in 7 of them. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to break down Brock Purdy's performance. We're going to analyze his performance against the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football. We're going to take a look a little bit at some of the other things. We'll take a look at Christian McCaffrey. We'll look at the offensive line, where those issues were. We'll look at the New York Giants and how crazy they were with all the blitzes last night. I think it was 33 out of 39 dropbacks for Brock Purdy, where blitzes were coming. It's probably even more than that if you actually include the number of times that they sent guys on plays that didn't count in the stat sheet in the end because of a penalty or what have you. So just a lot of blitzing going on last night. Watching the film, it is pretty wild when you look back and you see how many guys are coming for the New York Giants. Really quick, just to get into it before we start the film, this is what Kyle Shanahan had to say earlier today. Kyle Shanahan on a conference call with the Bay Area media was asked about this game, about all of the blitzing that the New York Giants do. Have you seen anything like that? He said, they thought it was a possibility. They've seen it somewhat like that before. It's kind of what their system does. And then in terms of Brock Purdy's performance, after looking at the film, which we're going to look at now, how did Brock Purdy handle those blitzes and just reacting, adjusting to them? And this is what Kyle Shanahan had to say. After watching the film, I was even more impressed than I felt last night after the game. And we missed a number of blitz pickups where he had some free hitters in his face. I think that always makes it harder with accuracy and stuff because you're going to get the balls tipped and stuff if you throw it right. So you got to kind of avoid those things. And I thought he hung in there, made a few mistakes, and had a hell of a game. And as we go through this, I'd love to hear your thoughts as to what you think is going on with Brock Purdy in this game, because in watching the film, what I'll say is this performance by Brock Purdy was again one of his solid performances. I understand the error yards weren't quite there last night. Part of that has to do with the fact that Brandon Ayuk wasn't on the field. Part of that had to do with the fact that the Giants were sending more guys than the 49ers had to block and really attacked the middle of the 49ers offensive line. I think that's the other piece. As we watch through the film, you'll see all these blitzes are coming right up the middle. They're not coming off the edges. They're coming right up the gut. That's why when you look at the numbers for this offensive line from this game, Colton McKivitz, Trent Williams clean. Nothing against their sheet. The pressure is all coming against Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, and Spencer Burford. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Gregorius Greg over here is saying that he is looking forward to the breakdown. So let's get to it. Alan Elizer says, Jack, how's it going on this Victory Friday? Do you know what Coach Shanahan and General Manager John Lynch's contracts look like now? Do you know that like button, y'all? I don't know what those extensions look like. We know that Shanahan was signed through 2025, Lynch through 2024. Beyond that, we don't know what their new contracts look like, what the new added time to those contracts looks like. So let's go ahead. Let's bring in the film. Let's take a look. We're going to analyze Brock Purdy's performance against the New York Giants from Thursday Night Football, and we're going to get this thing rolling. This first series, we're going to roll through the entire series. We'll roll through the running plays with Christian McCaffrey as well as the passing. As it goes along, we might skip along through some of the stuff as we go through, just to help us keeping it to about an hour to no more than an hour and a half maximum. And again, Christian McCaffrey, just such a good game out of him. 85 yards on the night, 18 carries, but he had 61 yards at the break, 10 carries, 61 yards. Texas 49er, good to see you in there. Alberto, good to see you as well. And Holland, who says the best breakdowns in the business. Thank you, Holland. I appreciate it. But just look at that. Nice little hole opens up for a gain of 4. Would have liked to see him keep that a little bit tighter to the blocks that you see over here to the left side. He gets a little wide on this. I would like to see him a little bit closer to, because you're going to see Burford and Williams both get get themselves turned. They like to be right up that alley. You see him kind of taking that a little wide. If he stays a little bit closer, that's a bigger gain, I think, for Christian McCaffrey. I think he let himself drift off a little bit out to the left on that play. So now we're going to get the first throw of the game for Brock Purdy. 21 personnel. This is going to be a slant out here to the left side to Debo, and it's just a bad throw. Gets it behind him. Just a bad throw. The 49ers only have a couple of days of practice, really 1 day of practice, that coming on Tuesday before the game. And this is just off. This falling back a little bit with the pressure coming just behind the receiver. Just not a good throw to open this up right here for Brock Purdy on the opening throw of the game. They're going to come right back to it though after this. We're going to let it roll right now. No need to kind of go back and forth, but look at all the pressure around them. Even on the first play, they're bringing guys, bringing the heat right off the bat. And look at this one, pre-snap. This is the look that you see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 guys at the line of scrimmage right now. The linebacker was up there to give it 7, but he slides back. They're going to send it. And Kyle Shanahan is running basically the same thing again, going right back to it with a slant to Debo. This time, Purdy puts it on him for a nice gain of 14 yards to help move the sticks. Again, watch the pressure come right up the middle. Just takes one step back and he lets it fly and he puts it right on the money. And Deebo Samuel's running really hard right now. He's definitely looking good. I don't know if it's exactly the same play, Alberto, but it's close in that it's the same look, right? It's that quick slant, one step back, let it go. It's out of a different formation and so on, but they're attacking the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going back to the running play. Is that the same play Christian McCaffrey took for a touchdown with Pittsburgh when Ayuk had a big block? You're talking about the McCaffrey run. Similar type of a run off to the left side. I think he just needs to keep that a little bit tighter to the blocks. So, 2 throws into the game, Purdy, 1 of 2, missed that first one, comes back, hits the second, and then things get a little wild here. They're going to go ahead and run play action, and they're going to be attacking the right side, and this is where his aggressiveness gets the better of him at times. They're running basically what they've got over here to the right side is you got a vertical route from the outside receiver. You're going to have Kittle coming across to be the middle, to be the second level receiver on the flood route, and then you have Christian McCaffrey going into the right flat. So you've got that's going to be Ray on the vertical. You've got the over route from George Kittle to become that second level receiver. And then you've got the flat by McCaffrey. He's going to take the shot here to Kittle. I'm not really quite sure why, because the defender is sitting right there, right to where Kittle's running to. Take that shot into the flat. Take the easy throw right here. That's one of the things sometimes, we like the fact that Brock Purdy wants to push the ball down the field. But this is one where I think that if he just takes that, look at where McCaffrey is at the 38. He's going to catch that ball around the 40. He's going to have about 10 yards to run before, probably not 10 by the time that defender starts to close on him, but it's going to be a one-on-one matchup, and I'll take Christian McCaffrey all day, one-on-one with a defensive back out in the flat like that. Instead, he takes the shot down the field, and a good job by George Kittle to come across and knock that pass away. Watch it again from the end zone view. You can't see it quite as much, but you'll see the rush. You'll see the protection up front. Did a pretty good job on this one. Steps up. Just would have liked to have seen him get out here to the flat instead of staying on the over route to Kittle. This was a dangerous throw. This is one of those that they got lucky that this wasn't picked off. Get a couple of these early in the game. But good protection up front. See McKivitz running his guy around. So good pass protection, just not a good read. I would have liked to, again, go to the flat, give the ball to McCaffrey, take the easy one on that one. We'd like pushing the ball down the field, right? Like pushing the ball down the field. But let's take it if they're gonna give you Christian McCaffrey wide open in the flat with nobody within 15 yards of him, give him the ball and let him go. Make it easy on yourself at times instead of that. So Anyway, so you get that. Now you're going to come back on 2nd and 10, run this little counter right up the middle. And this time you see Christian McCaffrey keep it tight into the hole, pops through on the back end for a gain of 10. It's always nice when you can take a shot on first down, miss it, come back on the next play, and have your running back be able to pick up 10 yards. Yeah, I like the little action too, Gregoris, on the by Kittle. The ball gets knocks it away, gets to the sidelines, and he puts the sword away, making sure that he was the interception pirate that day. Made sure that didn't happen. Nice little run up the middle. Again, following his blockers, staying tight to those blocks. Good stuff. And they're going to come back. And this is, talked about it earlier. They're going to run a toss out here to the right side. I just wish he kept this. I think he's a little impatient on this. He's moving at 100 miles an hour, right? McCaffrey is. But if he just keeps following Kyle Juszczyk when he gets through the hole here, this is a touchdown waiting to happen. Juszczyk's taking them to the sideline. He just needs to stay on that path. He decides to cut it up inside. But if you see, if he just stays, he's already made his decision that he's going to want to get up inside. But if he just gets up there and he follows his fullback through the hole, Kyle Juszczyk takes him to what probably is a really big gain, but he cuts it back up inside, so you only get 6. 49ers really need to get the 49ers really need to, when they're going to run to the right side, it really takes a lot of motion and extra guys like this to get there. Boom, that's a nice block. Stay with Juszczyk. Work up field instead of cutting back inside. Everything on this play is taking you to the sideline. Just stick with it. A little impatience by Christian McCaffrey on this one. Watch it again here. Boom, there's the kick out. Just follow it. Stay out there. Juszczyk does a really nice job of getting up there, getting to that outside shoulder of 22. It was there for the taking. So 2nd and 4, still in 21 personnel. Beginning of this game, a lot of 21. And you get the sack here. Nothing open down the field for Purdy. Let's see where the breakdown occurs in the. He has to hold on to it a little bit longer. Yeah, Burford. He's sliding around. Is Purdy? He actually kind of moves himself into the sack a little bit here. If he stays over there to the right side, I don't, that guy that ends up making the sack doesn't get there because of where he is. But it happens. 3rd and 8, and they're going to 3rd and 8. 49ers are a big 11 personnel team in 38. That's where they've got one tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers. That's what 11 personnel is. So let's get into that here on 3rd and 8. The first more than 3rd and 3rd and 8. They had a 3rd and 6 earlier, so now 3rd and 8. Little exit motion from Deebo Samuel, and right over the middle, just a nice ball by Purdy to thread the needle here into Jennings. Not the best ball in terms of location. It's a little bit behind him. Needs to get it out just a little bit so it's there right off the break, because this is tight. It's got to be bang bang. He's pretty close to having this thing on time, but it's just a little off, and that's why you've got to spin around. He doesn't have time. If he puts that thing in front of him, he's throwing it right at the linebacker. So the ball's in the right spot. That's why, but it doesn't look like a good pass because Jennings has to spin around and catch it. It's behind him. He needs to get that thing out of his hand sooner, so the receiver doesn't have to spin around as much. Because you can see if he throws it any further out in front of him, he's throwing it right at that linebacker. But a nice 24-yard gain. That's the thing. In this first possession, Purdy's a little off. Only 3 of 8, but he's got a completion now for 14 yards. Now a second one for 24. They're moving. Now they run a little screen out to Christian McCaffrey for a pickup of 8. McCaffrey's a good screen guy. He's not as good as they're better. Deebo Samuel's a better screen runner than McCaffrey. McCaffrey's good with it, but he's not anywhere close to he's not Deebo Samuel. Plus, it's not blocked up perfect. They get over there pretty quick with the pursuit to the Giants. But again, 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. ball gets snapped, they're rushing 5, 33 out of 39 dropbacks. They're blitzing. They're bringing extra guys repeatedly in this game. So you get that little 8-yard gain. 2nd and 1, you're going to run this one to the left side, and nobody. Colt McKivitz they don't block inside. McKivitz' job is probably to get to that edge, but because of the alignment of the Giants, somebody's got to block the guy. It's either 74 that was supposed to get there. I think it was 74. See, Spencer Burford's going to get the blame here, or excuse me, Colt McKivitz going to get the blame here, but it's actually this block is supposed to be made by Spencer Burford. See how everybody's stepping to the right? The call was for everybody to be going down. Instead, Spencer Burford stepped forward, and he didn't get the 99. You're going to see some film breakdowns on Twitter that's calling this a bad play on Colt McKivitz, but he's doing right. What's supposed to happen is everybody's supposed to step one spot to their right. The only guy that doesn't do that is Spencer Burford. Watch this one more time from behind. So before the snap, you see how everybody's aligned, right? So what they're supposed to get here is 68 is going to the end. 74 is going to the guy that's lined up, should be going to the guy that's lined up over 68. The center should be stepping out to the guy that's over 74. And then 65 is going down. That's going to open the hole where McCaffrey's going to run. See that? See how it opens up the hole? Everybody is stepping down. The only guy that doesn't do this right is 74. So you get 68 out here in space. Everybody sees it. 68 screwed up. This guy ran right past him. The guy that's lined up right in front of him. Now, when reality is, it was 74 that missed the block. And that is why his guy makes a tackle for a gain of only 2. If Spencer Burford turns and blocks the guy he's supposed to block, which is 99, this is a first down because he doesn't get hit in the backfield. See, that's the kind of stuff you get when you watch Inside the Farms with Jack Hammer and you watch the film breakdowns. Every once in a while, we get some good tidbits as to what's happening, why plays aren't working, and then nice little quarterback sneak here from the quad. I guess it's the I think Kyle. Who was it? Nick Bosa. I think they called him the Quad Father. Well, this is the Quad Father Junior. Brock Purdy. You never see the size of this guy's legs. Massive quads on Brock Purdy. Gets up in there. Nice little push on the quarterback sneak for a gain of 2. First down, move the sticks. And then things get a little weird right here. 1st and goal. 49ers are in 22 personnel, so that means they have 2 tight ends. You see Kyle, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. Kyle Juszczyk lined up as a wing. So basically you get like a little bunch formation out here to the right side with George Kittle as the point in the bunch. Then over here on the left side, you've got Charlie Warner. So they're kind of in a bunch. They're kind of in a heavy set, but also able to do some things. But just it gets things really constricted. As this play runs through, you're going to see it's just a 2-man route. It's going to be you're either going to throw this ball to George Kittle or you're throwing it to Deebo Samuel. That's it. See, everybody else is inside blocking. George Kittle's covered. And then you get the swing out here to Deebo, and it's just a little off the mark from Purdy. He's got to put that on him. Got to stick it on his body instead of leading him up the field. Just a 2-man route, though. There's your play fake. That's covered. Off the hands. Would have been maybe a yard of a gain or 2. That was about it. Taylor wants to know how long they have the leashes for Burford before they consider giving Feliciano an opportunity. I think it's relatively long right now. They're trying, he's a younger guy. I remember Burford last year, he started all the games, but he was really splitting reps with Daniel Brunskill. So he got some action last year. Now it's kind of sink or swim. And I don't think they really want to go to Feliciano. I think Feliciano is more of a, in case of emergency break glass kind of thing. And they haven't hit emergency levels yet with Spencer Burford. Again, they're scoring 30 points a game, even with Burford. Some of it, as you see, as we go through, is going to be because of Brock Purdy beating the rush and those kind of things. But in terms of replacing them, I don't think they're close to that yet. This one here is just a little slant You got a slant with a slant, flat combo out to the right side. That's the side that he decides to read. Over on the other side, you've got a little stick route by Kyle Juszczyk with an in cutter by George Kittle. And this one, I really like the left side of the formation a little bit better, the way that it breaks out in the end. Plus, I like the form. Both sides, it makes sense, right? Over on the right side, you've got basically a 2-on-1 with the 2-on-2 with the that corner and the flat. So it's the side that he decides to work. Over here on the bottom side, you've got 3-on-3, but that safety being 10 yards back kind of helps give you a little bit of a hole. He's going to work the top side, and the throws to the right guy as far as that read to the right side, because the linebacker is jumping that flat. So you want to throw that right off of his back to Deebo Samuel on the slant. You can see the ball's coming out well before, and he's getting hit as the ball's coming out. He puts it right on him. Good coverage, tight coverage, and gets knocked down. If he'd worked this left side, he might have had George Kittle in that little window that's created by the vertical route of Charlie Werner. That's a tough catch, tough place. And when we watch this from behind, you're going to see the free runner coming into Brock Purdy. I believe it's a free runner here over to the right side. Yeah, 95 gets by pretty quick. He puts it on him, right? That ball's in there. Good play by the defender, though, to reach around, knock it down. And, you gotta give credit on both sides. Good defense right there by the Giants. The ball's good by Purdy. He went to the right spot in terms of where the read took him. Since he decided to work the right side, you don't have time to go right to left on those quick hitters like that. I would have liked to have seen him go left side instead. Now you come back here. Now it's third and goal from the 10. 49ers in 11 personnel. They'd just gotten through a real heavy stretch of using 2 tight ends. Now they get here, and you're gonna again see the rush right up the middle. Purdy has to fade away to give himself enough time to get the ball out to Deebo Samuel, and the ball's underthrown. He gets lucky here, just like Kittle on the earlier throw on this possession. Now you've got this deep corner route falling away. They're lucky that one was knocked down the way it was. Going to the right spot. He's got to fall away from the pressure. He's got a free runner in his face, which kind of slows everything up. But you got to get that thing to the sideline and make it so that your receiver catches it or it goes out of bounds. He's got to get that one out a little bit more. They kick the field goal. They're up 3-0. Again, a rough start to the game. You look through that first long. We just took 22 minutes to go through the first possession. It was a long possession. But you have you had the near pick by Kittle. You have the near pick on the last throw by to Deebo Samuel in the middle there on first and second down at the goal line. Those are one good read on the first one. Both of them were good reads, but just the first one throws a little bit off. The second one, really tight coverage, knocks the ball away. So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit here to the next throw for Purdy. This is 2nd and 8 from the 27. Again, 22 personnel, heavy personnel for whatever reason. I'm not sure why Kyle Shanahan wanted to use such heavy personnel. He's got, they've motioned around. This is George Kittle down here at the bottom as the wing. He actually has Kyle Juszczyk lined up as the tight end. So, hey, Gav from Wales, if you're out there, hopefully you're watching. There's your boy, not playing fullback. He's actually playing tight end on this one. You got not Charlie Werner, but Ross Dwelley up here in the slot with Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. And this is going to be a really nice ball from Purdy on the corner. Again, the pressure is coming, so he slides away from it and he puts it right on him. This is about as good of a throw as you can make. Again, watch the underneath. Thank you. And they just got a coffee delivery. Time to wake up. What is it? When it's time to wake up, put Folgers in your cup. And no, this is Dutch Brothers. This is even better. Thank you. But just a really good throw over the underneath receiver right there to get that in. Again, look at the pressure coming at him and watch the way that Brock Purdy slides away to get this ball out. And that's just, again, really high-level quarterback play. With the pressure, you've got 6 guys coming. Slide away from that pressure. gets it over that underneath defender. That's a really nice ball by Brock Purdy to George Kittle. Big play, 15 yards. Again, it's not perfect in this game. It's just effective. That's the thing. So let me scoot forward just a little bit longer. They get that throw. They pick up a first down. Then they're going to get a run here by Elijah Mitchell for just 2. And 3rd and 8. Let's go back. I don't want to go to 3rd and 8. I want to go to 2nd and 8. We got to go to this one because they're trying to shot play right here. They're trying to get this ball down the field to Ross Dwelley on this next one. Come on, Jack, get it in the right spot. Okay, so here you go. They're going to try to get this one to Ross Dwelley. See Dwelley at the bottom. They're trying to run leak, get him up the field. Just way too much pressure to be able to run a play like this right now, coming from the Giants. Again, their leak is where we saw it last week with Juwan Jennings against the Rams. So they're basically running play action. They're making it look like he's running the block on that play action. Then he gets up the field. Just too much penetration. Too many guys around the line of scrimmage. Look at all those bodies from the Giants. Throws it up out of bounds. Good throwaway. Again, Brock Purdy's not afraid to save it for another day. Thanks, Taylor. You got it. I know the insulin. This is like sugar in a cup right here. And then on 3rd and 8, goes to Jennings. In looking at this one, again, this is one of those situations. They're bringing pressure. You don't really have time to scan the entire field. So he's reading the left side, and because Thibodeau and the other linebacker kind of do a nice job of sitting in there, taking away that end cutter to Ray McLeod past the sticks. So with the pressure underneath him, he's got to go quick, and he gets this out to Jennings, who's not going to pick up the first down. Again, this is one of those, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You'd really want him to go attack the other side of the field, right? You're going to get this motion out by McCaffrey. The pressure, though, he's working the left side. He's determined pre-snap based on the look that he wants to work to the left side. If he works to the right, if he had started off by looking to the right side, you'd see the way that the Giants have moved and rotated post-snap. They're sending 5. They got 6 in coverage. But the top of the screen is the better spot because right now you've got the 2 linebackers underneath really helping to take away the end cutter to McLeod here at the bottom. And if he had the time and he had started off looking at the top, he could have gone to McCaffrey, would have been able to pick up the first down. But again, sometimes on this stuff, you're picking a side, you're picking it based on you're getting pressure based on that pressure, based on the look that you're getting in the secondary behind it. He's choosing to look to the left side, and those underneath linebackers just take away McLeod on the deeper route. So he has to stay with the check down. Yeah, Stovey 4x4 says that first drive was ugly as hell. After that, though, money. And for the most part, this was not a good series for them, right? In terms of moving the sticks and picking up yardage, the second possession. But, 2 completions, 2 for 3 on this one. Just doesn't work out on the third down with picking it up. But, you look at it, there were 3 of 8. He was 3 of 8 to start the game. He finishes out 25 of 37, so he was on a roll, like you said, really for the most part after that first series. And then as we saw, even on the first series, a couple of those throws, you're going to see a good amount of throwaways as well because of pressure, him having to move and those types of things. So we're getting on to the third possession here, 22 personnel to open up. So again, heavy, look at that. You got 2 tight ends down here to the bottom. Kyle Juszczyk moving across. They're going to be running play action. They're going to try to get this over the middle to Deebo Samuel. They got it open. It's wide open there, but they're able to knock it down at the line of scrimmage. This is a big gainer. Just doesn't work out. Again, let's watch it from the end zone view. Just the Giants just doing a really good job of congesting the pocket, especially up the middle. Where those guys are, they're right in the throwing lanes. So there's not a whole lot of – he's got to get the ball out now if he's going to make that throw to Samuel. And in order to do that, he's got the defensive lineman in front of him. The D lineman does a nice job getting his hands up, knocking the ball away. And 49ers are lucky that none of the Giants were able to get there off of the deflection. Again, this is a good decision by Purdy. He's throwing it to the right spot. Sometimes the defense just wins. They're in the right spot, and 98 does a nice job of getting his hand up, knocking it away. So that brings us over to second and 10 now, 12 personnel. And this is going to be a little RPO throw to Deebo Samuel, but it gets called back. If you watch this one, and he got a shot at the end. But when you watch this one from I went back too far. When you watch this one, the offensive linemen, they don't know if it's a run or a pass. That's why it's got to come out so quick. Watch Trent Williams up at the top of the screen. He's the fourth guy in. The end man on the line of scrimmage, George Kittle, and the other tight end, I think. That might even be Kyle Juszczyk outside of him. But he's going to be getting up the field. Would have been nicer if I hadn't screwed that up. But he's going to be getting up the field. And when he gets up the field, that creates the ineligible man down the field. Here, I went back a little far. Let's see it. I want to show you. Here we go. So watch right here, right in the middle of the field there. Trent Williams, he's running his lane for the zone to the outside on the run. Purdy pulls it, throws it back to Deebo. Would have been a gain of about 7, 8. But you get the ineligible man down the field on Trent Williams. Sarah, the domestic goddess, member of the toolboxes, can't believe how much they blitz Brock after hearing the numbers. Yeah, 33 out of 39 dropbacks. They're blitzing somebody. So the thing here, though, is that they're showing blitz. Brock Purdy is showing that he's going to beat you. That's the thing. Brock Purdy when he's clean, when he has a clean pocket, is completing almost 80% of his throws this year. When there's pressure around him or against the blitz, he's under 60%. Pressure, he's about 48, but a lot of those are also throwaways too. So now we're looking here. We've got 2nd and 15 now after that ineligible man down the field. Purdy's reads it really nice here. Puts this one. This should be a catch by George Kittle. This is a drop. But he does a nice job of Purdy does. They run this exit motion. This is something that they started doing just this year. Watch Kittle. When I say exit motion, he's exiting the formation. You see the motion quick away from it. Basically, all he's doing is instead of lining outside to start with, line up tight and then spread. You've seen the 49ers do this with George Kittle and Deebo Samuel over the last 2 games. Again, it's called exit motion. So exiting out of the formation to the outside, he's then going to go vertical and then cut that in, and you're going to see the linebacker just to the outside of the hash here. He comes, and since that linebacker goes, that opens up the throw to Kittle. He puts it on him a little. It's off of his hands. It's not on his body, but that needs to be a catch. Kittle needs to catch that. For as much as we talk about him being a high level receiver, he needs to be able to catch this without using his body. That's right off his hands. Blink wants to know, is it a blitz if it's a 5th lineman? No, not necessarily. Unless there's if it's 5 down linemen, no. But if they have 4 down linemen and a linebacker at the line of scrimmage and the linebacker comes, then the answer is yes. Just depends on the personnel that's on the field. So 3rd and 15, and this is just a beautiful pass right here from Brock Purdy. You can't make it any better. I mean, he puts that one right between the numbers. Now this is one of those deals that they do with under Kyle Shanahan. They screen them, and they do a really good job with it. 3rd and 15 here. You put the ball out to your receiver, just a little screen and nice block down the field though by really nice job blocking for him down the field to break this thing. Let's go back and let's watch it from here. Watch big old Aaron Banks get out here and get in space and make a block. Boom. There's the first one. And the big one here is watch. There's Juwan Jennings with a nice block. Look at Ronnie Bell with the block. And now Aaron Banks. Now look at Debo. He actually sets this up because he's heading up inside, right? So he's got his whole head of steam. He's trying to run through that alley right there between 65 because that's where he wants to go, is to the 65 inside of him. But as he gets there, he sees it start to close and just that little bounce. And Aaron Banks gets about 2.5 guys right there in terms of blocks. And that's where it springs him. So really nice blocking on the edge by Ronnie Bell, Juwan Jennings, and then also by Aaron Banks here to watch it. See how many he gets. 1, 2, and then 3 because 97 gets caught up in it too. Really nice block downfield by Aaron Banks. Big dude. We got Lester San Jose, new member of the Toolbox. Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Lester, thank you so much for joining, becoming a member of the Toolbox. I appreciate it. Everybody that becomes a member, I just know that you're appreciated. What we need to do is I need to get to a point where we can do a member only show. I think that would be really fun. Yeah, 65. That's Aaron Banks, Holland. Aaron Banks. Third-year left guard out of Notre Dame. See, now we talked about it earlier with a couple of those runs from McCaffrey where he was kind of drifting. Now watch this one. I'm not going to rewind it. You can see it from here. Watch how tight he keeps it to the hole. You'll see the blocks. He's not very far away from it, right? He just stays tight to that. See that? See how he's coming to the right. He cuts right back behind it. He's tight to those guys. He's not too far to the left. That's a real nice run. Nice blocking up front by the 49ers, and a nice run there by Christian McCaffrey. Picking up 9, and then they're going to come back right from that again. Now they're going to do it again, and they're going to run for 10. Bounces off a man. It was easy to see in this game why Christian McCaffrey has been playing so much, why he's been getting all these carries instead of Elijah Mitchell. Not to take anything away from Elijah Mitchell. He's a nice back. Look at that. Just bouncing up. Good block by Chris Conley, the veteran receiver, getting in there. That's who he ran into. That's a good block, though, by the receiver. Watch Chris Conley here, and you're going to see him bounce off of Conley. Conley's going to come down. He's going to step inside. Boom. Look at that's the thing, man. When you watch running plays, there's so much that has to happen, right? It's not just a quarterback defeating a rush or anything like that. And you're going to run for 10 yards. That's because a lot of guys are doing the right thing. So a nice one there. And now they're going to try to go back to the screen again to Debo. This one doesn't work. Watch number 41, the defensive end for the Giants. Well, he's a linebacker. He just does a hell of a job. He's the one that blows this up. He does a really nice job of retracing his steps, getting back out there, realizes it's a screen, plants his foot in the ground, turns and runs. That linebacker had a nice game all over the field. Just, and there's no one, that's not a guy that you're expecting to block, right? You're expecting 41 to get up the field. So that's why he's unblocked. That's what makes it such a good play on his part, is that he's making on his own. You're expecting him on that rush to take himself out, but he does a nice job of realizing. I think when he saw Trent Williams sprint by him, I think he realized that something's up. Whoop, I need to, slam on the emergency brake right here. Like they do in what's that movie? Not Grand Theft Auto, but what I'm talking about. The one with Vin Diesel, whatever that one used to be called. That's old. I'm old. I know. I'm an old fart. All right, 2nd and 11. And again, they're going to screen all this blitzing. What's happening now is Kyle Shanahan's like, we got to worry about this blitz. So we're going to start screening. So you saw the screen to Debo. Come back here, another one. This isn't a screen. This one's a little swing route check down. The downfield throws are covered, but you're going to see the screen on the next one. Again, let's go to it. Let's look at it. 2nd and 11. It's covered downfield. I think you're getting an in-breaking route here from Debo with Mitchell running this little swing that they do. Yeah. Just Nothing there. Nobody's open. Check it down, and really good job by the Giants stepping up and running down. Fast and Furious. Thank you, Sarah. Holy moly. Yeah, that's right. He slammed on his e-brake like Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious and turned around and went and got the bad guy. Well, it was actually a good guy if you're a 49er fan, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this is it. He does have better vision. He has a better vision on those outside screens as a wide receiver than McCaffrey does. McCaffrey's really good running the screen more up inside as a running back, like we're going to see right here. But when it comes to those outside screens as a receiver, I'd rather have that going to Deebo Samuel than to McCaffrey. And this is a screen right here, just a little up inside screen. Really nice blocking by everybody. He doesn't have to worry about reading blocks once he gets out there. It's just, it's a little screen out to the right side. They do a good job keeping everything in on the corner, and easy throw for 13 to 23, and you pick up 17. Just to, look at the precision of that throw. I'm joking. Just the quick little, check down screen there to McCaffrey to pick up 17. He's just so fast. When Christian McCaffrey is on the field, the offense is playing at a different speed, it seems like. But again, little screen out there. See him step up and under. The throw, good job by Burford and Brendel. Look at Aaron Banks all the way down the field, actually ahead of McCaffrey. That's just really good. You're watching 65, who's a big guy, a guy who, see, there goes the Purdy Express. But that's Aaron Banks is a guy who, when he was drafted, the thought from myself and a lot of folks was that they were looking to be stronger inside in terms of their run blocking. Banks, I could tell from his college film at Notre Dame, was an exceptional pass blocker, but the speed what we're seeing out of his feet, his footwork, getting down the field, and those kind of things, I think that was really undersold by folks like myself back during that 2021 draft when they selected Banks. I don't think any of us thought that they were going to be utilizing him quite like this, but he's really gotten better with his mobility, and man, almost breaks that one right there. Just needed one more block to kind of create that path for McCaffrey on this one. Again, that's the same run that they ran earlier. Remember the toss to the right where I said he just needs to stay behind Kyle Juszczyk? This is the same thing. So they're bringing him across. He's going to help kick. Juszczyk's helping to kick out the end. Boom. That's just a really nice play by 41 to come over and trip him up. But they're doing a really nice job. It's that fast motion kick out. Basically, what you're doing is it really helps on this play. It really helps to have that guy come in motion, because all of a sudden you've got this guy. Look at 44. You've already got 55 moving because of the block by Kittle, right? Now you've got Kyle Juszczyk coming in, and he's able to engage. And now you just got they're just blowing this guy out, right? Where this play gets stopped is the double team right here on 93. They're not able to get Trent Williams isn't able to get up to 71 quick enough. He kind of gets tied up by 93. 93 is probably holding him right there. It's probably defensive holding. They don't really call that often, but I bet you if we could zoom that in, you're going to see 93's holding Trent Williams' left shoulder, which doesn't allow him to get up to 41, because if he could get up to 41 clean, you're looking at a big run right here. But yeah, you see the hold. You can see right there. Look at 93's hand on Williams' chest, right? So that kind of help. That kind of allows 41 to get across and make the play. Williams was like, "Hey man, that guy's holding me," but that's good stuff, and it's. It's coming. It's coming. Teams know when he's going in motion that's one of the plays that's going to come. And that's why you're seeing the 49ers have some success with the fake toss boot the other way that they run with Brock Purdy. We saw it last week. We see it in this game a little bit later on too. This coffee's kicking in. It's getting me a little bit too fired up. Yeah, big face mask there on this one. But you get a hold on Aaron Banks on this one as well. Hold and then the face mask so you don't pick anything up. But again, it's that same look, right? They really, when they run this toss, it's the same thing. The only difference is this time they're doing it with a tight end instead of, this is the same play going the other direction, different formation. So you're going to bring over Kittle. Now, after he sets, you're going to bring 89 across. Boom, kick out that end. There's the hold by, it's not on 65. The hold's actually on 68, right? But if you block it up right, it's going to be, this is a big play. 68 just doesn't do his job, but they beat the heck out of 55 right here again. They're attacking that guy over and over and over. So we're getting there. This is going to be a little run to the left. I'm going to fast forward through this one. I kind of like the show, the running plays, though. I'm a little bit of a geek when it comes to the run stuff because I really I enjoy that part of the game so much. Now it's going to be, we're looking at 3rd and 5 from the 9, 11 personnel. Let's stop it right here. So this is, look at pre-snap. What do you see? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys at the line of scrimmage. They're coming. There's 5 guys behind it. There's 5 receivers, so they're manned up here. And Purdy recognizes pre-snap what's coming. There's a free runner right up in his face. Good job by Trent Williams of turning inside. That's where you want your lineman to go, is inside. Purdy's looking to the left. He's got 2 options over there. He's either got Christian McCaffrey coming in, or he's got Ronnie Bell running to the out. He chooses to go to Bell on the out. But look at when he's throwing the ball. Look at where he's throwing the ball right now. He's already faded away. He's at the 17-yard line, 18-yard line, falling away. He's already in his throwing motion, which means, Bell had, was about a yard or 2 behind that when Purdy made the decision to throw it to him. And he just puts this into a spot, and just what a play on the back end. This is a really nice throw, really nice play by Brock Purdy to help his coach out. We've heard so much talk about the need for quarterbacks to help their coach out. Quarterbacks needing to be able to make it 11 on 11 football, that type of thing in order to win. Instead, what you get right here is you get a quarterback who he's playing 11 on 11 football by saying, hey, you're bringing an extra guy at me. Well, I'm going to meet him now because I know my guy's running to the out. I'm going to put it where only he can get it. And if he gets it, it's a touchdown. If he doesn't get it, we'll go and we'll kick a field goal. That's why he takes the out. I think that's why he throws the out instead of the in cut. The in cut's a little bit harder to try to take a risk with that throw, even though McCaffrey ends up open. He doesn't have time to really set his feet and worry about that, especially with that leverage. He knows that Bell has outside leverage to get to the out. He feels that he's going to get there. Look at where he's throwing it already. Falls back, and just that's as good as you can get right there from Brock Purdy. It's not a deep ball. It's not a downfield shot, any sense of the word. But look at this. They're showing you 6 at the line. They had 7. Now they put a guy out, so now they have 6. Nice little block there at the end by Trent Williams, and just a freaking dime by Brock Purdy. And on top of the throw by Purdy, just watch the play. This is Ronnie Bell's first NFL catch. It's a touchdown, and he gets that ball and he just sticks his feet down as quick as he can to get those feet in bounds. There was no doubt about it. He wasn't going to try to tiptoe in or anything like that. He catches it and he just drives his feet into the ground to make sure they're in bounds. Really nice play by the rookie wide receiver. Give me more Ronnie Bell. I kept tweeting that out during the game. Before the game when Brandon Ayuk was we knew he was going to be out. I said for whom the bell tolls, because of Ronnie Bell getting more action tonight. Bell with a couple of catches in this game. I tweeted out that we need more Cal Bell with the B capitalized for Bell. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do, but Ronnie Bell's a really nice player. You go back to the game on Sunday against the Rams. His play, he helps make the last block that gets Christian McCaffrey into the end zone on the first score of the game. Just good stuff overall. He's a really good player. And here's that play action, and just not the best ball, a little too far outside. Deebo Samuel got to catch it. But, this isn't a good pass either by Brock Purdy. It's too far out in front of him, in his face, and just a little bit too far out. But you got it. One hand right here, right? You got to get it. There you go. That's Metallica too, right? That's the song the 49ers come out to. If you ever go to a game at the at Levi Stadium, they play the music. It's For Whom the Bell Tolls from Metallica. That's the music that they're playing. But Purdy's got to make that throw. Little, they're trying to work down the field, pressure, slide, make the completion to Elijah Mitchell. Again, Kyle Shanahan, after watching the film, felt like this guy played a hell of a game, and he really did. It wasn't perfect, but here's the thing with Brock Purdy in this game, right? It's not perfect. You can see the mistakes, you can see the incompletions. You can see some things that don't look perfect, what have you. At the end of the game, you look up and the 49ers scored 30 points, and Brock Purdy's 25 of 37 for 310 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you're going to get this performance out of Brock Purdy each and every week, you're looking at a team that's going to win a lot of games, because no turnovers is huge. And he's only turned the ball over once this season, and that wasn't an interception. Brock Purdy playing at a really high level. And this guy right here, Christian McCaffrey, is as well. Christian McCaffrey, just such a difference maker for this team since that trade. Go back to when that trade was made for Christian McCaffrey, and ESPN giving it I think it was a C- grade or something like that. There was just a lot of people who didn't like that trade, especially with what the 49ers gave up. That trade to bring Christian McCaffrey in here, he's made all the difference in it. So JG1 says 30 Purdy. That's right, 30 for Purdy, right? That's right. That's what somebody told me last week. I like that one, 30 for Purdy. I sent that to one of the guys that makes shirts for the 49ers all the time. I told him, hey, this is the shirt you got to make right here, 30 for Purdy. That'd be a good one. Be a good seller for you. Anyway, so you got a couple of nice runs. This is a really, really nice cut by Elijah Mitchell. His one explosive run of the game. Watch this. Watch the acceleration when 25 gets to the edge. It's him. It's one-on-one on the edge between him and that defender that's coming up to set it. And he just puts his foot in the ground, and he doesn't slow down. He accelerates up the field. Boom. And it's just up the field, and he's 18 yards down. Really nice game or run here for Mitchell. He's a little hit and miss. His vision isn't quite the same as Christian McCaffrey. He's not quite able to be quite so small through the hole as McCaffrey is at times. He's a really good back. Again, like I said, he's a nice back. He's a perfect complement to Christian McCaffrey. But he's they're lucky that they have McCaffrey as a starter and they have this guy coming off as the number 2. Yeah. So they get the little outside zone run. Stop. We're looking at 2nd and 9. And this one is right exactly how they drew it up. You're going to get Purdy's going to throw the slant to Debo. Really nice defensive play, and then it bounces right to Ronnie Bell. This is like I told the guy sitting next to me last night during the game. This is like they drew it up this way. It's supposed to. It's like Minnesota Fats, the old pool player. He's going to get it off. He's going to hit the side. Who's going to hit this side, and then it's going to hit the ball, and it's going to go into the hole, right? So, they just get a break here as a slant. That cornerback does a really nice job of driving on it. Almost would have liked to have seen it go to Bell instead, because I both those guys are really driving on it. You look at it, the DB on Bell's driving on it. Same thing down here to Debo Samuel, both of them with inside leverage. I just like the shorter distance to Bell. But they go out here to 19. They get a break. They get this nice play by the Giants, good collision at the ball. And then the 49ers, again, just lucky. This ball bounces off of him, and you get a big gain to Ronnie Bell. This is his second catch of the game. Just, a lucky bounce. The 49ers have been getting a couple of lucky bounces. Remember on Sunday, you had the ball bounce off of George Kittle as he's running in motion. This one, not a bad throw at all. It's a good defensive play by the Giants. Now, the ball's on the money. It's right at him. Good play by the Giants defender, and they just get lucky as heck that this thing bounces right to Ronnie Bell. And even if Bell's not there, that's an interception because the guy chasing Kittle across the field is going to be there and take it away. So 49ers definitely living right at the moment. So let me fast forward a little bit. You're going to get another 5-yard carry up the gut here by Mitchell. Then you get a holding call on Trent Williams on the next play. So this is the sweep. You get a holding here by Trent Williams that wipes it out. So now you're stuck at 2nd and 13. They're gonna try to run a little screen out here to the right side. No, nothing doing. That's right, Flora. Kyle drew that up just like it. I want you to throw this ball off of Debo so it ricochets right to Ronnie Bell. Perfect execution. He's ahead of his time. Is Kyle Shanahan. See, that's why Jed York gave Kyle Shanahan an extension today. He didn't wait. It's because he saw the execution of that play. He saw the forethought of that ability to throw a nice, ricochet off of one player to another. Really good stuff by Kyle Shanahan. So now we're looking at 3rd and 12 at the 20. And just a nice throw out to Kittle, who fights his way. He gets the first down, but holy moly, the hit that Brock Purdy takes right here from up the middle from 99. I think this is Williams. Watch him beat Spencer Burford right here. Actually, it's coming from the other side around Banks, and he just gets absolutely destroyed. We'll see it. I think we might see it a little bit better from here. Watch Banks gets beat by Williams. He's 99. He's outside of him right now, just a little bit to his outside. Does a night. Look at that. Boom, inside, and he's just going to light him up. The 49ers get it's a first down regardless. But then you get on top of it, you get the personal foul because Williams lands on top of him. So instead of being 1st and goal from the 8, it's 1st and goal from the 4. And now you get the touchdown run up the middle from Christian McCaffrey. And they're going to run this thing right over to the left side. It's just that little inside zone run up the gut touchdown. Again, first down on that throw to George Kittle, and then you come back and you do this. Watch the push. Everybody gets a man, get him on roller skates. 23 plants his foot, gets right up the field, and almost runs over Juwan Jennings, who's doing a nice job down the field. Again, from this angle, you'll see everybody get washed down. Watch Jennings at the second level. Not really blocking. He's just getting in the way at the goal line there. But this was the other thing that I talked about earlier. If you watched my show earlier today, we're talking with Larry Krueger. In the 49ers, again, running a lot of 11 personnel. But look at the tight formation here with the tight alignment. They're in 11, so they've got 3 wideouts, just 1 tight end. But look at the tight alignment of Juwan Jennings. Instead of having that be a tight end, you have that be Jennings so that you get an extra defensive back on the field. And then he's big enough to where he can come in and he can basically block like what you would want your tight end to block anyway. He's just going to slide down up inside. It's not a hard block because that safety's already in the end zone. He's basically just standing there, but, solid stuff. And then a couple seconds here, you get the kneel down, and then this is where the little fight occurs between Trent Williams and 91, I think it is. They cut it off. You don't see it. Williams gives him a little shove. 91 then punches him right there, and then you see the hand come around. Whatever, big kerfluffle. Then they so because of that they have to kneel it down again. Go in at the half. 49ers up 17-3. Let's fast forward into the second half, man. We've taken a little bit too long here. Jack's got to hurry it up. So After the half, 49ers open up. They're backed up. They're just trying to get out of their own end zone right here. Little run up the middle by McCaffrey for 3. I'm going to fast forward to the next play. This is an issue right here. We've seen this now 2 weeks in a row where you get a fumbled snap by Brock Purdy. This ball hits him right in the hands. Everybody, it looks like everybody's moving. I don't thought the one against the Rams, I thought that the ball might have been snapped off. But even here, look at they're all disjointed. It's not even just Brock Purdy, because watch this. When this ball gets snapped, the tight end up at the top of the screen doesn't even move. See that? The ball's was Deebo Samuel down here at the bottom. Either the ball was snapped too soon, or nobody knew when the ball was supposed to be snapped. So that's a problem. They can't keep doing this 2 weeks in a row where you've had a miscommunication that leads to a fumbled snap, because that's the kind of thing where you drop the ball right there. All of a sudden the Giants get it 1st and 10 at your own 5. That just doesn't work out for you. And because of it, now you lose a job, not a job, but you lose it down. So you're stuck with 3rd and 8, backed up at your own 6-yard line. And the Giants, they're gonna bring the house at you. They've been doing it all night. Let's see how many they bring this time. There's 4. There's your 5th one coming in, so it's 5. And the throw out here to goes to Juwan Jennings. I've heard some people talking about this play today. I saw some discussion about this play from last night. It just came across my timeline today, though. The grand thing of Twitter, where it's Brock Purdy's throwing short of the sticks on 3rd and 8. And he's throwing to a guy that's not going to pick up yards after the play. Well, where do you want him to throw the ball? Because everybody else is covered. The only guy that he's throwing it to, the right guy. He's throwing it to Jennings. He's the guy that's open. He's the read. That's where the ball's supposed to go. You've got a guy right in his face. If he doesn't get it out, it's a sack. That's a good play by Brock Purdy to get that ball out to Jennings. They don't pick up the first down, but the read is good. Jennings just gets tackled right away as soon as he makes the catch. But again, watch it from this angle. Purdy's reading this thing, and he's going to have a guy in his face. He needs to make him get the ball out of his hands, puts it on him. Yeah, it's not a first down. You're going to punt it away. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. Some of the negativity, people are the over nitpicking that happens, and I wouldn't even say over nitpicking. I think what it is just people that don't like it to begin with. So they feel like they got to pick everything apart to the nth degree. Sometimes you do, and this isn't one of them, because that's actually a nice play. Now the Giants end up scoring anyway, but it's not because of that. It's because on the punt, you get a fair catch interference, which gives the Giants a free 15 yards, puts them all the way down to the 37. Then you get a 22-yard pass interference on Deommodore Lenoir that puts the ball at the 8, and then they score the touchdown from there. But it wasn't Brock Purdy's fault. That was a good one. Even the snap, now that we see the snap this way, as JG once says, it was a brain fart play in terms of the fumbled snap. And you can see, again, same deal as last week with the Rams. When they had the fumbled snap with the Rams, you see half the guys move, half of them don't. In this game, the fumble snap, you see a bunch of linemen move, but not everybody. The tight end doesn't move. Deebo Samuel doesn't move. They're all just standing around wondering what the heck's going on. They've got to get better at that. Those kind of miscommunications, those are things that's where, you look at this game, it wasn't perfect. It's a nice win, but those are the things that they've got to clean up when they get to Dallas, when they get to some of these tougher games that they have ahead of them on the schedule. So they come back from that bad situation, though. The game's tight, and then you've got this throw from just this little, they do this over route all the time. It's one of the staples of their offense. And, just look at what Deebo Samuel does after the catch. It's a nice play. They're running the vertical route to open up the middle. You've got the middle crosser from Deebo. That's the over. You get the flat from McCaffrey after the handoff. Just a really nice ball. Andrew, wake up, man. You cannot, again, we just got done talking about the need for everybody to be on the same page. make sure that you're doing the best you can when it comes to executing the game plan, and you're sleeping, you're missing the show because you're sleeping. Oh, come on, Andrew. I'm going to make you give me some push-ups for that one. Thanks for joining, though. Appreciate it. You're one of the loyal viewers of the channel. You're here all the time, and I appreciate you following. I appreciate everybody who's watching. We got 105 people in the room right now. If you like what you're seeing, hit the hit the like button. It's all good, Andrew. I'm just giving you a hard time. As I'm chewing out Andrew, I missed a play, didn't I? I missed the play. I missed the throw. I didn't miss it. I just missed one of the extra ones. So here's the sack by 99. Just nowhere to go with it. Collapses on him. And this was at that point where it was a tight game. Again, 17-12, kind of felt like, oh man, they got to keep this thing rolling on offense. And the offense does. They respond to this. They open up with that big play, which is a big chunk. Then you get it's good coverage down the field from the Giants. You get the sack on Purdy. So now you're looking at 2nd and 16, 2nd and long situations, 3rd and long situations, all that kind of stuff, right? When you're in those situations, they bring in 11 personnel. That's their grouping, and they're a little bit more heavier anyway in the second half in this game on 11 personnel. Holland is loyal. I appreciate it, Holland. Again, play action, quick to George Kittle. Nice little pitch and catch right off play action over the middle. Get the ball out of your hands quick. That's one example right there. That's not a blitz. Somebody asked earlier, about if it's a defensive lineman that's coming. If I'm looking at this one, I don't look at this as a blitz because they've got 3 down linemen and 2 stand-up, basically stand-up linebackers that are pass rushers. So like on that one, I wouldn't think of that as a blitz, right? Somebody asked that question earlier. If you have 5 down linemen and those 5 linemen rush, is that a blitz? No. That was a really good example of it right there. I don't remember who asked that question earlier, but whoever did, if you're still watching, there's an example where you get 5 rushers. It's not a blitz though, because that's your 5 down lineman. I wouldn't consider that a blitz if I was grading this for anybody. So a nice little throw there though. And then that sets up 3rd and 4. And they're going to take a deep shot here to Debo down the left. And you see just that little hold. And that's why this ball is part of the reason why he's not where he's supposed to be. You can see the holding right away. I'm going to actually, they call holding on this one, but it's right here, right there. He's holding onto his hip. That's kind of slowing him down. Nice, good call for the 49ers. It was the proper call. The ball comes out quick here from Purdy. Let's see what they've got. They've got five guys at the line of scrimmage. They bring 5. That's where one of the guys bounces out, and so you get an extra rusher. So that is a blitz. So just kind of going through that. You see the You see the 5, but you're going to see the 1 fall back. That's the defensive end. I would consider that a blitz. And then you get the hold there on 30. So you get an extra set of downs, 1st and 10 at the 24. I like this play. I'm going to let it run. It's a running play. It's where they make it look like a toss, but they really want to get this up inside. But instead of doing it as a handoff, it's a toss, like a toss trap inside. It's just a different way of getting it there to try to get what they're trying to do with the toss is get flow heavy to the right side. They don't really get that, and so that's why the Giants are able to stop it after a short game. Glass City coming in with a super chat says, one thing I would like to see Kyle do is get Brock on the move in the red zone, maybe a sprint out or something. Get the D flowing and hit a vacant zone. Yeah, I understand that. We used to see that back in the day with Joe Montana and Bill Walsh, where they would do that quite a bit. A sprint right option. That was one of their big plays back in those days. And basically Rice would motion, get into the flat. Montana would take a couple steps to his right and get it out. Or like the play that the catch came on, right, where they're rolling out. You got the flat. If he's covered, then you've got the guy working the back line. There's a lot of ways to do that. I think part of the reason why you don't see that happen that often with this offense is when you move your quarterback in either direction, especially if it's a sprint out around the line of, if it's a sprint out where he's going to sprint and he's got to get outside of the tackle, you're basically taking the area that he can read, and you're cutting the field in half. You're basically taking away half to where the defense doesn't have to worry about if he's sprinting to his right. They know he's not going to throw it to the left. The 49ers do a good job though of moving him around in the pocket, sliding him to the right, where they kind of get that same look, but then he can plant his feet and go back to the other way. So it's not a sprint out; it's just a move to move the launch point. But I get what you're saying, and every once in a while it would be good to see, especially in a situation like this where you're going to be getting, or you feel like you're going to be getting a blitz, or you're pretty certain that you're going to get man coverage. Get him on the move, get the ball out of his hand quick. I like that. The other thing would be to use that play action game that they have, because that's the one thing that Purdy has that they didn't quite have with Jimmy Garoppolo. Is he has that ability to get outside. If that defensive end stays flat, he's got the speed to get around to the edge. And I'd really like to see them keep doing that. And I would like to see them get to a point where when Brock gets outside of the edge, that he continues to attack the line of scrimmage more instead of flipping his hips and becoming a passer like he does, like say when he's going to the left. I'd really like to see him attack the line of scrimmage and make defenses, come up and get him, because I think that is something that they can do. That's a good call, Glass City. I like that. That's see, we got smart viewers on this channel. That's one of the things that I really like about this channel. I hope you guys like it too, because that is a really nice, really good comment right there. Good football comment. Again, this is a little check down to the left side over here to McCaffrey. 6 yards. It doesn't look like much. It's just a check down throw. But watch the pressure that Brock Purdy is under. He's got guys all over him, and he's kind of having to move, and he's not even able to really sit and launch that thing. That's again, this is solid quarterback play. I understand we want to see the ball go down the field more often, but when you've got the pressure that you're seeing in this game, those two other guys were covered anyway. That's the right read, So again, you got to kind of marry up the routes with where the decision making is going and all these kind of things when you're looking at it. Little run up inside here. That's a nice run by Christian McCaffrey. Nice, powerful run by McCaffrey for 4. It's just a little roll. That's a really nice job. 41 has him in the hole, makes him miss. 41's asking, "Hey, that guy held me, but I don't think he got held. I think McCaffrey just juked him out of his." 16 had a little bit of a hold on him. He did, but oh well, you lose. You could see McKivitz with a little grab. Got away with one on that one. They're going to run the toss. There's the motion in that toss. We've seen it so many times. 41 recognizes it and shoots the gap. Nobody gets to him. Watch. 44 starts sprinting across. Toss. And they just miss him. It looks like might have been McKivitz. Let's see who misses. On their way to the second level, somebody's going to miss the linebacker here. Let's see who it is. They're going to get the kick out. Yeah, McKivitz doesn't. I think it's either McKivitz or Bell needs to get that linebacker there. Somebody misses their block, and I think it's McKivitz, but could have been Bell too because he's up inside. Let me see. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, that's a tough one to. Yeah, Ronnie Bell was supposed to get to that linebacker. He kind of gets caught up, and he's not able to get there. If you watch it, you can't really see it from this angle. It's too tight. But Bell's just outside the screen here to the right. kind of gets caught up and he's not able to get inside to 41. That's his job. You can tell that 68's not supposed to get to 41 because 68's never even looking at 41. He's looking up inside. He's looking to get that backside linebacker. So Bell's got to get to that linebacker and get the cut there, and then you work your way up the field. But he just doesn't get it. 3rd and 8. They're going to get a break here. This is illegal contact down the field and that was they got a break there. That was a close one. It is illegal contact, but this, you can have that contact within 5 yards. Literally, this contact between Kittle and Thibodeau downfield is like 6 yards past the line of scrimmage because this play originates on the 12. Let's see where the contact. You see that contact is at the 6, so it's just outside of that 5 yard range. They threw the penalty. I don't know if they were thinking that it was going to be pass interference and then changed it, but that was a close one. 49ers caught some breaks down there. Again, when you get into this kind of a game where you've got a lot of pressure coming, a lot of grabbing and those kind of things, right? So now you get that little toss up inside again. They're trying to get the flow outside, run it up in. If you guys are watching this, you like what you're seeing, please hit that like button. We greatly appreciate that. 2nd and 3, 11 personnel again. They're gonna here's that boot action that you were just talking about, Glass City. So play action. You try to get it outside, but you can't. And we're seeing teams do this a lot now with the Shanahan offense around the NFL. And what happens is, let's watch it here. So we saw it earlier in the game with the other team. What you've got 27. You've got these guys on the back end, and they're not worried about staying home anymore. Those guys are attacking down the field, and especially on this one where you've got 2 guys attacking, you don't have to worry about the quarterback being able to boot out. If you're a defensive coordinator, because you've got 41 who's going to be chasing the backfield shoulder of the quarterback. So when the quarterback gets out, he's not going to be able to get around him. He's going to have to cut up inside of him, right? And you're okay with that. If you're a defensive coordinator, you want that. That's where you want to attack, is that field, I would say downfield shoulder, which is, the backside of the offense. On this one, they've got 2 guys coming, so they've got them dead to rights with either one of them. Purdy has to just flip his hips and chuck this thing out of bounds. So this was a throwaway. I don't know if PFF put it down as a throwaway because they only had 3 throwaways in this game for Purdy. So I don't think their numbers are completely accurate on this, but there's no way that he's actually trying to make that throw to anybody if you're watching it. And that's happening several times down in the red zone in this game, just because the pressure coming off the edge is too quick. Yeah. He threw that one to the gold rush. I didn't see them on the stat sheet. 3rd and goal. It's going to be another throwaway here. I think this one's at Kittle. Yeah. Right. It's again, this is kind of what this is going back to that whole, let's sprint them out. I think they're sprinting them out here to the right side. They bring Kittle over. Look at the heavy rush. Look at the defense, their alignment. If you're Brock Purdy, right now you're going to be getting pressure off your left side. And so he takes off as soon as the ball snapped almost. He starts moving, knowing what he's getting over here. And, and he throws it away. I don't know if I really like that from him. I would rather him take the snap and go from there. He's got, you're not sure at this point right now what's coming. You're getting this heavy pressure off the left side, right? Juwan Jennings wins quick. Jennings is upset. He feels like he should have got the ball. I get it. Just based off of the alignment, though, look at all the bodies over to that left side. And that's the reason why Brock Purdy decides he's going to read the right and try to go over to George Kittle and work that side. If you focus on the left, you're not sure if one of those guys that's over there is gonna actually come, right? If he had just giving himself a little bit of time again with the rush. He really doesn't have time, though, to go to the right and then come back to the left. So he made his decision pre-snap based off of the pressure. He was working to the right side. That's just the way that it is. That's a coaching point that Kyle Shanahan needs to work with him on. Maybe try to get him to stay a little bit more locked in, I guess. I don't know what the better term of it is, but again, I understand why he goes to the direction that he goes, because look at the alignment right here. You don't know who's coming and who's going out of 29, 5, and I don't know who the other guys that's blocked, 19. Those are all guys that could very easily have just dropped right back into throwing lane to Juwan Jennings. They all end up going, and then he throws in the dirt. And that's the other thing with Brock Purdy. I'm okay with him throwing balls away. He just did it right there, 2 in a row. You're in scoring position. Don't make a stupid mistake. Don't give the offense, the other team, the ball back. Don't give up points. Instead, you're up now 23-12. You're in control of the game again. Instead of it being a 1-score 2, it's back up to 2. Just play it out. Trust yourself. Believe in the next play. And that's the way it goes. DP says that snap looked low. It did look a little low. Let's go ahead. We're getting to the end of this here. We're just going to do 2 more possessions. Here's coming back to your question earlier. Glass City, right? Get them out instead of doing it on a sprint out. I know they're not in the red zone, but this is what you do, right? You're going to play action. Looks like there's some kind of a check at the line. Play action, boom, and then see he's able to get around the edge a little bit. That's what's different about this one from the other one. They still have it where he can't get out to he can't get all the way over there. But at least that first guy, he beats the first guy. The other one decided that he was going to be a little bit hesitant there, and you get the quick throw out to George Kittle. Easy, not an easy play because it's rolling to his left and there's guys there, but a nice opener here. Play action to 25, get to the edge. Not the best throw in the world, a little bit low, but Kittle doesn't have to break stride either. And you pick up 8 yards to open up the drive on your first play. Set yourself up in 2nd and 2. Boom. Get around 93. Yeah, not the best throw, but it gets there, and he doesn't have to break stride. He has to reach down a little bit, but doesn't have to break stride. That's nice. Here's that little toss counter trap again. Right up the gut. That one is McCaffrey for 6. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. Now, let's stay right where we are because there's going to be a pass coming up after this one. And I know we're running long, so I apologize to everybody on that. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Hopefully you guys have hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to the channel already, hopefully you hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of the upcoming shows. And again, I appreciate everybody for watching and hanging out tonight on a Friday night. We're an hour and 23 minutes in. Nice little run over here to the left side by Elijah Mitchell. So let's fast forward a little bit to the next play. 2nd and 9 at the 48. They're on their own end. Heavy personnel here, 22 personnel. That's 2 tight ends. But then they split it out. You could do that because of the everybody's kind of got that ability to do multiple things on this offense. And, this is just a quick little out. This is reminiscent of the game out in New Orleans back in 2019, right? Just to get the ball out quick to George Kittle. 1-on-1, he beats the defender and he's up the sideline. Really nice job by Elijah Mitchell working down the field, and a 29-yard pickup and another explosive play out of the passing game, not having to come necessarily off the right arm of the quarterback in terms of generating the yards down the field. But that's a really nice one. And this is right at the end of the third quarter as well. The clock's going to run out. They're going to flip sides. 1st and 10 from the 23. 21 personnel. You've got look at that go route out of Christian McCaffrey, and this is just an absolute dime by Brock Purdy, especially when you watch it from here. Again, this is out of the backfield. I really like the 49ers utilizing McCaffrey from this position, getting up the field, especially the vertical route here. This is just a really nice play, though, by 41. He does a good job of catching him and being able to run with him. He's beaten a little bit, but this is a really nice play at the end to swipe this thing away. Now watch the ball placement here by Purdy. He's going to put this thing on the outside shoulder. Purdy, McCaffrey's got to spin around, but this ball is put right where only he can get it. Gets him on both hands, and then 41 right here. You see him starting to rake down with his left hand. That's why you get the incompletion. But just a really nice ball from Brock Purdy. Again, they've struggled. Look at that. Step up in the pocket and deliver a shot down the field. That's what, again, one of the biggest knocks on Brock Purdy last year was how he kept bailing out to the left. Watch this one. He steps up into the pocket, boom, and delivers a shot down the field. And that's not a one that he put a bunch of arc on it. He's driving this ball down the field to the outside of towards the sideline. It's a really nice ball, really nice play by the linebacker there to knock it away as well. But again, watch the step up here. Boom, boom, step up and through, and that ball comes out. That's really good. From Andrew says, crazy. I missed that throw last night while baking a pound cake. Nice. Are you a Van Halen fan by any chance? Baking pound cake? I don't know if you know that song. An old Van Halen song from like 1989. That was when Sammy Hagar was their lead singer. Pound Cake. If you don't know it, look it up, Andrew. I think you'll like it. Hope the pound cake was good. Maybe you had some strawberries to go with it. Oh, that sounds good right now. They're making me hungry. But again, that pass from Brock Purdy out there to the Christian McCaffrey, that's just a really nice one. Then you get into a little bit of a trouble here. You get the zone out to the right. You lose a couple of yards. Now you go to the other side. You try to screen it up, and you lose 5 yards here on this little one out to Elijah Mitchell. Just good coverage. That guy just shoots it. 30 does. Nice play by him. That leaves third and 17. Yeah. 3rd and 17, you get the completion out here to George Kittle. Just a short one. Let's see what they're looking at. Yeah, they're just a little underneath throw. Doesn't really look like anybody else is really looking for the ball. Out of bounds. And then kick the field goal, so they're up. And then this is their last series of the game. This is going to be there's only a couple of plays that we need to show. But here on 1st and 10, this is an RPO right here. This is everybody thinks it's a run except for the quarterback. They got it's a run pass option. He likes to look, so he takes a step back. Boom, gets it to Debo up the field. And Samuel just keeps fighting. He landed on the ball, injured his ribs. Right now he's day-to-day. We've got a long break before the game against Arizona. He should be fine. That's what Kyle Shanahan said. But you see the RPO to the right side. That they're looking run to the right. He decides he wants to go with a throw to the backside. They pick up 18 right off the bat to open up this possession. Again, watch the right side. You could see them fire off like it's a run because they think it's a run. And he just pulls it really good. Really, just Debo Samuel of these last couple of weeks has played extremely tough. Andrew's saying that he thought the pound cake would help him with the wife, but it did not. Andrew, not pound cake. I don't know if your wife, I don't think your wife's going to appreciate pound cake. You got to get her some roses, maybe some chocolates, that kind of stuff. Not pound cake. Your girl doesn't want pound cake. Not unless you got like some other good stuff to go with it, but she doesn't want pound cake. Come on, Andrew. You tuned in for the Furnace Film Breakdown, and you're getting life advice for your wife. No pound cake. I think Sarah would even tell you no pound cake for the wife. They don't want pound cake. Give her some flowers, maybe some perfume, those kind of things. Make it about her, not you. There's the advice. JG1 says, missed the game. He's baking a cake. Absolutely. What can you say? That's what you get here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I want to get to the end of this, just because we've got to get to the end. We've been going for an hour and a half. Little run up inside. I'm not sure exactly where we are on the film at this point in terms of the time. That wasn't a good job by me with my fast forwarding. Little throw out to the left to George Kittle, gain of 2, keeps the clock moving. Actually, that's not George Kittle. That's Christian McCaffrey doing a George Kittle imitation, but not the best ball from Purdy. A little off the mark there, but it's good enough to get him to the first down. Now you've got 1st and 10. They're going to run for a gain of 3. I'm going to fast forward it just a little bit. And here we go. So, just like week 1, right? So it's 2nd and 7 at 27. You've got the blitz coming, hits his back foot, just rips it down the right sideline. And Deebo Samuel, had the really nice catch and run to open up this possession. And then watch Purdy here. There's not, this is supposed to be a little bit of a double move out there. You don't get a fake from Purdy. He's got too much pressure to fake it. Just a really nice throw down the field. Watch Samuel down here first. He's going to stutter and go. Doesn't really give it too much, but, and he's not really even open, right? That's good coverage. That guy's on him, but he leaves the sideline open a little bit because of the alignment and the fact that Samuel was working, giving himself the outside. Samuel keeping this route where he does, keeping it vertically, but keeping that space between him and the sideline allows Purdy to put this ball where it does. That little stop and go actually helps create the space for where Brock Purdy throws the ball. I know I keep showing the same one here, but watch, because when he does this, see, he's outside the numbers, but that little slant, so he takes him to the almost to the bottom of the number. Now you've got all that space to work with, and Purdy's able to rip this thing at that front pylon, basically telling Deebo, go get it. And he's able to spin and make the catch. And there's really not a lot of room. When I'm going to just let it run. When we see this from the end zone view, you'll see how close it was to getting knocked down. Russell wants to know, what if the pound cake is in the shape of a football? Now that's a better idea, especially if you dip it in chocolate and really make it look like a football. But look at that. And, Adoree Jackson's right there. Adoree Jackson is the DB that gets beat on this one. He's in good position. This ball's just perfectly thrown by Brock Purdy. If this is a ball that's up inside, I don't think this is a touchdown. But because he's thrown it, see, again, look at the space. Look how much room is between the bottom of the numbers and the sideline. That's a lot of room, right? And so that allows him to throw that ball away from the defender, let your receiver be a playmaker. Deebo Samuel's a playmaker. Brandon Ayuk's a playmaker. George Kittle's a lot of playmakers on this team. A lot of playmakers around the NFL in general. But he puts this ball over there and he says, "Go get it, big boy." And look at that, right on his back shoulder. Jackson just misses it with his hand. Touchdown for Brock Purdy, and that's the second one of the game. 310 yards. Again, 25-37, 310, two touchdowns. Solid performance. Boom, boom. Good stuff. And that's it. From that point on, they're just running out the clock. So we'll go ahead and pull the plug on it in terms of the film. But there you go. You look at this performance out of Brock Purdy. As I said, 25-37. You look at the first, that's, 25 out of 37. That's 12 incompletions in this game. You see several throwaways, as we went through this. Also, remember that first series of the game, you had 5 of those 12 incompletions were on that first series. He was really balling out. You get into the second half. Second half, Purdy was 11 of 14, 150 plus yards, and a touchdown there as well. Both halves, in terms of yardage, very similar. Both halves, you get a touchdown, but the second half, much more efficient out of Brock Purdy. Some of that's also helped with the play calling in terms of screens and shorter throws and all those types of things. But again, really good stuff out of Brock Purdy. Really good stuff out of the 49ers offense as a whole. I think you look at this game and yes, it's against the New York Giants. Yes, the week before was against the Rams. Yes, the week before was against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whatever. I don't really care. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-1. We just saw them beat the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football. And the Cleveland Browns are expected to be one of the better teams. Their defense was one of those teams when you looked at the schedule, it was like, ooh, the Niners got to play the Browns. That's a really good defensive front. Well, we just saw the Browns lose to Kenny Pickett. And we saw what Kenny Pickett looks like, in week 1. And so that's what I'm saying. You kind of go through and you look at the NFL, you look at where the 49ers are. The 49ers right now, this is why the 49ers have extended John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. They've built one of the best teams in the league. For San Francisco, this is a 15-17 win team. They should not lose a game unless they hurt themselves or something happens to Brock Purdy. This is a team that should not lose against any team other than the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles if you're going to suffer a loss. Just plain and simple, because that's how good they are. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. This is a Super Bowl winning team. I think that Brock Purdy could be a Super Bowl winning quarterback based off of what we've seen from him throughout the beginning of the season. Every game in that 60-plus range in terms of percentage. 68 last week against the Rams, 67.5 this week. A little over 8 yards per attempt. Doing it in different ways. Downfield throws, short, all that stuff. They just play at a really high level on offense. The offensive line got some questions there, but Brock Purdy helps them out as well. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Since it's Friday, since we're early on this week with this film review, I think I'll probably be coming back and doing a defensive film review if you guys want to see it. If you'd like to see a defensive film review, make sure you send me a message over on YouTube. I'll make sure that I put that together. I enjoy doing these film breakdowns. It's really the reason one of my favorite things to do is to come on here and talk football, talk about specific plays, and really get into the X's and O's. That's one of the reasons why I like working with Larry on Fridays. It's one of the reasons that I do YouTube. It's one of the things that I enjoy. It's why I love the season. The off season drives me crazy because I get tired of people throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. This kind of stuff is a lot more fun for me. Hopefully it comes through for you on the other end. I want to say thank you all so much for taking the time. You watched me for an hour and 38 minutes talk 49ers football tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and then also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the updates right here on Inside the Farmers with Jack Hammer. In terms of that defensive film review, I already see you guys telling me to do it. We'll get it done. I don't think it's going to be this weekend, but keep it locked in. Usually I do film reviews on Tuesday. It'll probably be that way again this week. So thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your night. Have a good weekend. Don't stray too far because we're going to be having some more content coming up on the channel this week. So I have a fun discussion I want to have regarding Kyle Shanahan in particular and his place within the 49ers pantheon of head coaches and what people have missed when it comes to Kyle Shanahan. Keep it locked in for that. Keep it locked in for all of your 49ers news and content. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday.